Good morning, LTDE family. Today we are looking at LTD 5317. 5317 is unique. Obviously, it's creating current topics and learning with technology. We started off week one. Pretty much with just our learning objectives and kind of what we want to get out of our unit, learning our unit design that we have to create later on. We start off with our learning objectives, kind of what we want students to learn and get out of our lesson. Then we give them at least four essential questions. Essential questions just can be what students would answer, or what students would want answered, and kind of how they'll go about getting those answers. And then we finish up with our purpose of why we chose this unit. Obviously, I went with the fundamentals of basketball, just to allow students the opportunity to gain knowledge. Them being either new or fairly new or just unconfident in the game of basketball, to introduce them to the history and the fundamentals and the basic skills. My goal is to try to incorporate learning and make it fun. I feel like the more fun you can make learning, the more impactful. Week two was our journey to just find 20 adaptive learning tools that we could use and store for later use. It's always great to kind of keep your eggs in the basket as you're along the egg hunt, just to keep them in case you might need them in the future. The strategy obviously was to get a collective mix of from different resources, Pinterest, social media, websites, different things like that, journals, articles, and just to keep them in one and put them in one centralized location where you can use them. I have my 20 laid out here, which is perfect, and you can actually flip through them and kind of see what that looks like. Week three, we had to introduce and present a new adaptive learning tool. I chose Sora, and as again conflicting as it may be to some, I do think Sora is falls in the realm of that adaptive learning tool. I mean, you have students who are unconfident with reading or ones who can't have access to it, have a plethora of online audio books. I think when you convert reading into listening, it does act as an adaptive learning tool because it converts learning into a more impactful and engaging way to learn, depending on what you can do to manipulate the voice and how things are read to you. It could change the way students learn, and I think that's kind of why I chose to go with Sora. Week four, here we have we just created created a students in learning unit. This is kind of where we had to develop the unit, kind of in an outline perspective. The goal was actually to deliver confident, boosting learning material to students who are new and unconfident in the game of basketball. For me, which is obviously why I chose the game of basketball. So we're putting more of that learning objective together. The main goal here, obviously, was to try to give students a way to assess what they've learned and to show what they've learned, and to try to make it to where they know that when they leave this learning objective or once they take this course, they can walk away feeling more confident than they did before they started. Um, Hence the game of basketball, the fundamentals, goes into the dribbling, the passing, the triple threat. It's kind of what we did here, just to kind of introduce them more to the fundamentals of the game. Week five, we had to introduce gamification to learning. Anytime you introduce gamification, man, whether it's a small student, pre-K, all the way up to adulthood, anytime you can make learning rewarding, you make it more meaningful, I think it obviously is more impactful. Us humans are rational humans. We act in self-interest, and the more we can get out of what we're trying to do, the more beneficial it is to us. I think the more engaging we'll be. So the treasure hunt was the option, the route I chose to try to introduce the game of basketball. Here they will just find questions pertaining to basketball, whether it be the history, how to shoot, the triple stats, the triple threat stance, whatever it is, they will be able to go to it. Obviously, when you go to it, this is just the logo here, but when you go to it, it'll actually take you to the game of basketball, and you have the treasure hunt that'll kind of open up uh, the learning lesson. Obviously, the goal was to get students coins and rewards as they answered right questions and get the right answers. Here in week 6, this is more a reflective week. We were able to take feedback, listen to it, chew on it a bit, and kind of spit out what it really meant to us. Anytime you can gain feedback, especially in the constructive criticism realm, you take it and you want to be honest. This is your opportunity to reflect and assess on what information and content you put out, how you can make it better. You can always get better. Even some of the greatest content creators, instructional designers, find ways and room to improve, and you do that by getting feedback, allowing feedback to penetrate your soul and really take it in the heart. Is sometimes a skill, and it requires a lot of either experience or trial and error. And not everybody is perfect in getting feedback, but the more you put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, the better. So thank you guys for all feedback that was given to me throughout this course. Week 7, we finished just with the entire project, putting it all together. I took some clips on just some of the my unit design, obviously the innovative learning. Click on it with the treasure hunt, just the game of basketball here. Um, just kind of give you clips on what it looks like. Um, Dribbling dance from the triple threat to shooting the ball. This is the Nike home court app This is my gamified unit section. Or my adaptive learning tool section, excuse me. This is the adaptive learning that I paired within my unit instruction that kids can learn. And obviously, we finished with the rubric. Rubric is a great way to assess kind of what was done, how was effective, and this is the way you gather feedback. So this is my learning design unit of instruction, week 1 through